Women's soccer opened up their season with a tough 3-game road stretch, starting off with a win in the Capitol at George Washington University, with Anna Buckwalter scoring twice along with a goal from Hannah Mimas. After a loss at Canisius, the women tied St. Bonaventure to close out their road stretch with a win, loss, and a tie. The Bearcats hosted Monmouth for their first game at home, which ended in a tie. Following that, it was back-to-back shutout losses to American University and Syracuse, bringing them to 1-3-2. A motivated Bearcats team then hosted Wagner, winning it 4-0 and seeing 4 different goal scorers, and followed that up with a win on the road versus Lemoyne. In each of the team's wins or ties, senior Hannah Mimas has scored a goal, as she has 5 on the season, while fellow senior Mackenzie Ryder has 2 goals so far. And Anna Buckwalter being named Rookie of the Week 2 times in a 4-week span, as she has 3 goals and 2 assists in 8 games. With contributions coming from both upperclassmen and underclassmen, this Bearcats team looks to hit their stride as they enter conference play starting September 22nd.
Coach, I'll start with you. I know we're about halfway through the season, got a chance to get some non-conference play. As we get ready to get into conference play, what are your thoughts on the team overall so far?
Yeah, we're excited to start conference play here shortly, but we want to make sure that we end our non-conference play on a high note. It's been a little bit of a mixed bag in terms of the results, and I kind of knew that was going to happen somewhat in season. We did graduate a good number of starters from our team from the previous season, so we got some new faces now and some new spots, but what's great is to see how people have grabbed those opportunities and done really well with their minutes. Hannah, of course, included within that, and we've played another really strong non-conference slate. You know, we played Monmouth, who's a perennial NCAA tournament team. We played Syracuse out of the ACC. So we always want to test ourselves. And, you know, we're proud of the fact that for the last 2 seasons that we've won the America East regular season championship. Certainly something that we want to aspire to again this year, and that's why we give ourselves some really difficult tests in the non-conference play to prepare us for our conference schedule in the America East.
4 goals already, 4 assists already. What's been going right for you this year, Hannah?
I think it honestly starts from the summer, well, even the spring. Putting in the work there, making sure the work is done over the summer, and coming into preseason will definitely help us all together play well. Definitely out wide. I think the midfield's doing a good job of finding us out wide, which allows us to get end line, cross the ball, and we're getting runs in the box, which is also helping us on the side. So I think we're all just meshing together very well, which is good. And like he said, Anna's a freshman, new, and I think she is meshing very well with us in the midfield. So I think that helps our midfield out a lot, having her out there.
I know chemistry's a big thing with any team. We're still early in on the season, early in on the process. How much potential is there for you guys and the offense here as you guys grow and mesh and as you get into some conference play?
I think we have a lot of potential. Beginning of non-conference, I think we struggled a little bit, but this past Sunday when we played Wagner, it definitely showed that we have depth on this team, and there's a lot of people who can do very different roles. We have a lot of different goal scorers, people having opportunities, so I think that will definitely help us out in the future and in conference.
Coach, I'm going to follow up on that. As you know, Hannah talked a little bit about depth. Had a couple of injuries already this season. You know, how does that depth help you out, as you know you have people on the bench that can step in when the time comes?
Yeah, it's important to have that over the course of the season, and you know you're going to take some knocks here and there. And basically our mantra, our philosophy in the program is that the next person steps up. So part of that, we already knew, we talked about that in the spring in terms of, okay, well, this person graduated and was an impactful player, and that's what we want. Like, you should be an impactful player and you graduate, and then the next person does step up and then they take over. So we have that mindset already, and same thing when it comes to, you know, if there's a potential injury that could come down. So people have stepped up in their moments when the opportunity has presented itself, and it's shown on the field, and certainly we're going to be relying on that over the course of the next, 7-8 weeks as we get into conference play, because that's critical. You can't be successful in this season where it is a compact season, just the nature of college soccer, without having depth.
All right, so then just finally, Coach, what do you guys have to do the rest of this season to, as you said, win games?
So for our standpoint, putting in complete performances, you know, we talked about it after, say, the Syracuse match, where we had an okay opening 45 minutes, and then we had a really strong second 45 minutes. You know, can we do that over a complete performance for the full 90 minutes? And if we do that, we're going to put in some really complete games. The America East, within women's soccer, it's a very competitive conference. There's a lot of tight one-goal games. It comes down to key moments. So if we can take care of those key moments, put in a great shift of a full 90 minutes, that we don't have a drop-off in level, I think we could see ourselves, you know, putting ourselves in pretty good shape as we get towards the end of the year, in terms of, you know, being in the mix again for a conference championship. But for us, you know, if we just come out, do the best that we can do, play to our maximum ability, okay, we're going to put ourselves in a pretty good spot.
Thank you for joining us for our very first episode.
Make sure you stay tuned every month as well, as we'll talk with coaches, athletes, administrators, and hey, you never know who might just pop in.